Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Whenever you come across this video, thank you so much for choosing to spend a little bit of time with me. I'm so grateful for every single one of you. I love you guys so much. Thank you for all the likes, shares, and subscribes. Everyone who's booking, making purchases off the website, pledges to the Patreon, sending things to the P.O. Box, purchases off the wish list, and tipping the Clarista. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you guys so much. Couple things before we get started. Shout out, I got a couple things from the P.O. Box the other day. I think these books were sent from Wendy. Hey, Angel. I'm beginning to feel a lot better. You know what's been crazy is that I felt the best anytime that I've just been able to spend time in the sun. Hey, Kels. Hey, friend. I'll just call you Light. Okay, Angel, you got it. But so I wanted to show you guys what came in the P.O. Box also, is these books. And yeah, Wendy had asked for my P.O. Box because she said she was going to send a couple of books. So I think these are from her, so shout out to Wendy. If you sent these and they weren't from Wendy, please let me know. But Numerology and the Divine Triangle is one of them by Faith Yvonne, maybe, and Dusty Bunker. And then we have The Alchemist Handbook to the Glia brain, I don't know, and Higher Consciousness. I've never heard of that brain terminology, but it's actually two books. The Alchemist Handbook to Homeopathy as well. So, thank you, Wendy, I believe. And then also, Grant sent the Pulp Tarot. Hey, Flo. So, yeah. Thanks, Grant. I like this deck. I've been kind of like playing with it a little bit. We're going to actually do the readings with this deck today. I like the pictures on it. And I looked up I had never heard of the Pulp magazines. And that I think those are cool. I didn't know they existed. But anyways. Okay. So, thank you. Yeah. Let's yeah, how is everyone? How are you guys? No, I'm not a fan of pulp in my orange juice. Not a fan of that. Hey, Michelle. Oh, I've missed you guys so much. Really. Ooh, I love to hear that, Kels. I love to hear that. I love that. You like extra pulp? Okay, then I will give you my pulp. Gotcha, Angel. What's your question, babe? Oh, goodness, Maui. Okay, so you just want me to see what you need to know? Maui, come here. Let's take this out. Here you go, buddy. Hi, handsome. Is that better? Is that better? Is that more comfy? And you want to cry in a good way? Okay, well, that's not a bad thing. All right, let's see. Okay. All right. What does Angel need to know about what she's feeling? What's going on? Oh, what is going on? Oh, what is Okay, so so we have the Page of Wands, the Four of Wands, the Seven of Cups, the Queen of Cups here. I feel like there's one more card that wants to come out. And yeah, the Moon card coming out in reverse. So, and it kind of came out on the Seven of Cups. Okay, so there's something, I don't know. So it almost feels kind of like justice. I wouldn't be surprised if the Justice card were, I don't know, somewhere around here. But the Page of Wands is good news, right? It can also be somebody watching you, but I don't feel like it has anything to do with that. This is something internal, right? The Four of Wands is that safety, that security. There's something about with this Seven of Cups, right? There's, it's like, and then the Queen of Cups here, right? The Seven of Cups is like giving this energy of like, you know, what the Seven of Cups is many options, right? And sometimes what's in the cup is not necessarily a good thing. But with this Queen of Cups coming out, it is kind of giving this mastery energy of like you're really good at picking out the right cup. And there's something about that when it comes to, I feel like it's like navigating something here. Also with the Moon coming out in reverse with this Seven of Cups as well, it's like there's something about this kind of not being hidden, right? The Cups is also intuition, intuitive gifts. The Moon is like that as well. So there's something about there's just this sense or this feeling of I don't know if I want to call it accomplishment, Angel, but it's like kind of like that, right? Like there's it's almost like this coming into like a manifestation or like a you know, it's like you're aligning with it's like the path that you chose. There's something about this coming to life where it's like I did this. I made the right decisions. You know what I mean? Like you know, you know, we're secure. We're, you know, with the Four of Wands, the Queen of Cups, this is like, uh, family, you know, but yeah, this is kind of what's going on. It's basically you're coming into an energy that is aligned with this lifestyle that you were like, or this life that you were like destined to step into, if that makes sense. So it's like, you know, kind of, you know, and and so like going back to this Seven of Cups with this Queen of Cups energy, Angel, it's like through your day to day, right? That's where it's like, okay, so all of these, you know, throughout the day, right? There's many cups, right, that you could reach towards or grab towards, or, you know, like, and there's like this, and the cups are representative of maybe like thoughts, or, you know, that would usually be swords, but we're just going to take it. It could be thoughts or emotions, or even like how you spend your time and your energy. Things like that are kind of coming up as well. And yeah, there's just like this feeling of fulfillment here when it's like, again, coming out in this Queen of Cups of like, look how she's looking at that cup. She's like, man, I am so good. I just keep picking the right cup every single time. You know, like it, yeah. And so there's like also too with the Moon coming out in reverse. This is like, I feel like there's some sort of doubt that you could have maybe had about yourself or your intuition or the life you were creating or building or where you were headed or something like that, right? And it's like, yeah, no, it's not hidden anymore. That you're like gone into the right direction. So, yeah, this is good. I really like this. Hey, Mr. Steve. Michelle, you were up. I did get your cash app. Yes. Angel, thank you. That was beautiful. I love that. So it's like, you know, enjoying the view, kind of, right? Like, yeah. Ooh. Okay. All right, Michelle. Let's see. So, in what ways? So, what can we tell about the shifts? What can we tell Michelle about the shifts and changes that are happening in her life? Hi, Irene. What can we tell Michelle about the shifts and changes that are happening or about to happen in her life? What can she expect? Okay, so this is the Five of Wands, okay, but it came out, it like kind of flapped out and it flipped out here over like upside down. I think that there's something about that significant, as in like some sort of like I want to say like conflict that could have been going on in your life, okay? There's something about it's like not in your view anymore, right? It still may be kind of like lingering, you know, kind of, you know, I feel like it's still an energy that's really kind of on its way out, right? It's like something that you know, if you feed it, it grows, but if you don't, it slowly, you know, kind of dies, right? It's almost like that type of energy, right? So it's something that you haven't been feeding for quite some time, and that I think that's significant. That it, you know, it's. I think that it's significant that it's like upside down. You know what I mean? Like it's not in your view, right? Like out of sight, out of mind. I think that that's part. I think that's part of a catalyst for this big shift and this big change here. Okay. Okay. Tell me more about this for Michelle. Yeah, this could have been some sort of like conflict within yourself here. Kind of like this up and down, right? 1 minute feeling very confident about where you're going, and the next minute feeling like questioning yourself, right? Kind of like this back and forth type of energy. That could be part of it, right? And that could have come from, you know, a lifetime of receiving that energy, or even, you know, I feel like there could have been a lot, there's like this questioning, like there could have been a period of time in your life, right? A period of time in your life where there's like this constant questioning where it was like almost like demeaning or like putting you down, right? And so although you're like making good decisions and you're headed in the right direction and things like that, there was still a little bit of that kind of like programming or like those voices or whatever kind of lingering. But now I feel like that's in reverse here. And so there's something where it's like, again, where, you know, this is you kind of holding back from believing the hype when it kind of comes to that energy here. Yeah, and you're manifesting, there is something that's manifesting here. I want to know what this Six of Wands is. It's some sort of, ooh, the Six of Wands with the Queen of Wands. This is definitely, there's certainly something to do with your reputation, Michelle. And I don't know that that necessarily matters to you, but I do feel like you need to know there's something about your reputation. Like people are viewing you in a very positive way. whether you care or not, it may be something. I think there's a reason why, I feel the need to tell you that. It's but tell me, what is this? I'd like to know if we can get any kind of direction in which the way this is going to change, because I feel like this is the catalyst to the change. You know what I mean? Like, this is it's releasing that back and forth energy, and it's just, and that takes time. You know what I mean? Like, that was, kind of, I feel like it was very much drilled into you. And so that takes time to release that. You know what I mean? And so, this releasing this is definitely the catalyst to calling in, this big change here. We have the Fool, the Two of Wands. Can we get any kind of information about what this big change may be? Okay, well, I feel like there's some sort of scales balancing when it comes to, it's almost like, Michelle, there was some sort of, whoever, this could have been more than one person that treated you this way, or one person in particular. I feel like you've been healing from this person, and that internal conflict kind of stems from all that projecting, right? And as you put this to rest, it's like there's some sort of scales that are balancing. So something that had been kind of taken from you, it makes you feel like energy, power, drive, motivation, creativity, just like certain really good, like, parts of your energy were kind of like siphoned through this, right? And it's like, as you're healing, right, there's some sort of scales that are balancing, and so there's like a return of energy, and I think this is going to manifest in a lot of different ways. It's almost like you've been feeling kind of like in a box in a way, Michelle, and what's happening, it feels like, is you're going to be able to, like, come out of that box, right? And it's not to say that it's like a physical box, right, obviously, but it's like feeling like mentally restrained, or like weighed down, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like kept you kind of like in this space, of maybe not necessarily like exploring, or, being curious, or tapping into any, certain things. And there's something about like being able to come out of this like box, and I feel like that there's it's not just one thing, right? I feel like it's a lot of things that kind of unfold with that, right? It's like it's like having the same schedule for all, for a really long time. And so then there's, and you drive the same route to work every day, and you come home the same way every day. It's like seeing the same stuff every day, and getting it, kind of feeling like you're just like stuck in this, and that there's nothing else out there. And there's, but it's like, because you're putting this conflict behind, it's very freeing, and it allows you to step out of this box. And so this big change is actually, there's going to be big changes within where you're drawn, the experiences that you have, just the things that you do on a day-to-day basis. It's like getting kind of, what's happening is you're getting out of a rut, Michelle. Yeah, if your ex was the one that treated you that way, then absolutely. Gotcha, Renee. Yeah, because this, and chances are there, I don't know, there could have been other times in your life where you experienced that as well, maybe, but it did feel like it was, you know, if that's who came to mind, then for sure. For sure. But yeah. And the thing is like, that doesn't sound like it's a big change, but it really is, because when you come out of that rut and you realize just how, like, restricted you had really kept yourself, right? And this is me talking from experience. It's like, you do. There are things that you observe, right? You're like, oh, I'll take a different way home from work, and then you observe new things and you find new experiences, and yeah, it kind of unfolds a new life. Oh goodness, Michelle, I could imagine. Renee, what's your question, my dear? So getting out of the rut is going to be a big thing. It's going to bring in a lot of changes, I think. I just keep hearing, like, new experiences. You're so welcome. Thank you. I'm excited for you. Because it's honestly, it really is the little things, right? It's the little joys and everyday experience that make the journey worth traveling. And so, I think I think it's huge. Um, yeah. Yes. They Hey, Kristen. Uh, y- yeah. If any, yes. I feel like collectively there was definitely a lot of spiritual warfare going on recently, Renee. Basically, I'm confirming. Not that you needed that, but yeah. Simply because I just have my little, yeah. Anyways, okay, so let's see. What does Renee need to do at this time? Okay, so they're kind of giving me, they're showing me, like, what I would usually do to, like, cleanse my space. Yeah, they said start there, right? And I'm sure that you've already, like, cleansed your space, or if you have, I don't know why they would say that, if you had, or I don't know, but something about cleansing your space. But I feel like there's obviously more to that, right? But let's see. They're showing me that for a reason. I don't know. Whoa, we have the devil. Okay, tell me more. 3 of Wands, 10 of Wands. Tell me more. Sorry, I don't usually like, but I'm just like, as we're talking about this, yeah, we have the Five of Cups here. Okay, so this was their intention, right? To cause the Five of Cups. Their intention was to make you feel at a loss, right? I always tell people this, and I know that I have experienced uh um plenty of like spiritual attacks and things like that where I know it's like um it can, right, the weapon, I'm sorry, Maui's distracting me, and the weapon can prosper, or it can form, but it won't prosper, right? So when it forms, sorry, I'm just Maui, hold on, buddy. I text Zyla. So when the weapon forms, though, right? That the only reason that it's allowed to form is to help you in some type of way. Okay. So the first thing that I always like to remind myself is the only power the curse has is what you give it, right? Maui, please. She's coming. Here, are you trying to go outside or something? Here, you better put this on. Come here. I'm sorry, Renee. Come on. Sissy's gonna come help you. Okay? I literally just took this off. Because you literally just came back in. Okay, go. Okay, sorry, Renee. So with this Five of Cups, right? This was what their intention was. Okay? Now, with that being said, there is something that they were able to maybe like kind of attach that energy to, something that could be moved through from the past, right? Like it's kind of like this energy, yeah, with the Three of Wands. It's like look around and try to remember like how you feel and what you see, what you're observing at this time. Like what does it remind you of? Like, right? Like where does this take you? And then yeah, and then we have the Ace of Pentacles, and that's the answer, right? That's what it's like. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like they've attached something to this feeling of loss that already existed within you, and they've brought that back to life. And so what you need to do is find the source of that loss, that original feeling at loss here, feeling at a loss, feeling kind of helpless, feeling like, you know what I mean? And then once that is kind of gone, the veil's removed, and then you won't feel that way anymore, right? Then it's kind of like, oh, back to whatever it is here. So can we tell Renee, like, what is it that maybe is the root of this, right? Like, yeah, we have the Six of Cups, two kids playing, right? So something from your past, obviously. That would make the most sense. Yeah, the Eight of Cups, that's emotionally disconnecting. And this, again, Renee, you don't have to consciously be feeling this way. This is something that has been, because when we are, and this isn't me saying that you haven't done, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. When those experiences and those things like that, they store themselves in our body and in our subconscious mind. So I feel like a lot of times we can consciously move on from something, but still be subconsciously and emotionally hanging on to it as well, right? And that's really more so out of uh, one, if we're not like kind of tapping into the body in that way or just aware of the subconscious programming, but also two, sometimes our body will hold on to things to protect ourselves, right? But then we come into situations like this to actually help remove them. But yeah, this is what's coming through. We have the Ace of Swords, the King of Cups. What's this? It's the Ace of Swords and the King of Cups. Ten of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups, the Lovers, and the Judgment. This feels like it could have been connected to something way in the past. Almost, Renee, you know what it feels like? It feels like there was something that maybe, I don't know, something coming through about like having your hopes up or having your heart set on something or someone, or like some sort of, there was like an idea or like a life that, you know, that there's still a sense of feeling, you know, and again, it could be that version of you, right? Um, that is still kind of feeling the loss of that. That's what this feels like. And again, it doesn't necessarily have to be consciously, right, Renee? But there's still like a version of you or still a part of you. And it doesn't even have to be a lot, right? It could be a small amount, right? It's just a simple little, like, you need to give that version of you a hug and say, come on home. You know what I mean? It doesn't even have to be extreme, but that's what it feels like the guidance is to do, is to locate that. And then it's like, once that, then that, again, removes a veil, and then it's like, you know, steps forward kind of come up. Hey, Tink. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you. Yes, I am feeling, I'm still a little congested, still kind of, you know, blowing my nose quite a bit and getting some stuff out. But not to be too disgusting, but it has cleared up, you know what I mean? And it is, yeah. I'm feeling better. Thank you, Tink. How are you? Renee, you're doing a great job. And, you know, I can't tell you how many times that I thought, man, I thought I was fucking over this shit. You know what I mean? Like, man, I thought I had already worked through it, right? And then it just, but each time it gets a little bit better. You know what I mean? So, You are here, yep. No, thanks, Irene. Yeah, I'm happy to be feeling better. Mystic, what was your question? Kristen, right now we're just doing donation readings. I may give away some here in a bit. Hey, Arkansas. But yeah, today I spent a lot of time outside. Yesterday I spent a lot of time outside. And that was very helpful. I know. Well, you know, much like Renee, there was some spiritual warfare attached to that. I missed you guys too so much. Grant, shush. It's super smoky. What's going on, Kels? You know where I cleaned up all that dirt? I have some very beautiful plants growing. They're sprouting up very nicely. So, and they love all their clean dirt. Oh, I don't, oh shoot, Kels. I really should probably pay attention to the world more. I did not know that. You're safe though. Everyone you know is safe. All is well. I'll definitely have to be praying for some people, obviously. You have a plan if you need to go? Oh, Irene, yeah, I was like really wanting to be here. I had plans on maybe coming on last night, and then turned out Michael had a game, and I was like, oh shoot. And then the smoke is coming off my, and then yeah. But I was kind of, you know, waiting on, you know, now that we're in summer, I'm trying to adjust the schedule and get to that too as well with the kids being here. Was I here? You know, she's just quiet in her room. Michael, he kind of takes up the whole house, and that's fine. You know, it's fine, but there's like a, I don't know. Anyways, sorry, I'm going from one conversation to another, but I'm sorry. Mystic, what was your question? Oh, you guys. It's really weird. It's like, when he's here, I feel, no, it's not like when he's here. I don't want it to sound like it's like his fault, because it's not his fault. It's something in my head where it feels like I don't have this space, or like to like be able to like work. I think it's, you know, I think it's a lot of different things, but so anyways, but he's at his dad's. Okay. How does Doug feel about Mystic at this time? What is Doug's energy towards Mystic at this time? Huh. I feel like Doug is, I don't know, it feels like Doug's kind of going through some stuff. I don't know if it has anything to do with you. I have to be honest with you and just kind of feel like and say I'm not sure that he's necessarily, like, I feel like Doug's busy taking care of some other things. It doesn't necessarily feel like it's all bad, but maybe there's some like kind of stressful things going on in Doug's life, or like like that type of thing. So it may have to do, I don't know if it's like with his family, with the Ten of Cups coming out here. You know, but this kind of feels like it's kind of like it's almost like Doug's preoccupied. You know what I mean, Mystic? It's like not to say that I don't feel like any of this is, I feel like it's like, it's not that he doesn't feel anything or have any like energy towards you or anything like that. It feels like it's like not, it feels like his energy is being sourced out elsewhere, trying to, it feels like there's something stressful going on in his life, to be honest with you. I don't know what it is. It may have to do with money, or maybe even a house or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. Um, but yeah, it feels like there's something. So I hate to be like, there is no energy towards you or anything like that. Like I mean, if anything, I asked, and the first thing that came out was this Ten of Wands, right? But again, I don't feel like he feels like that towards you. I just feel like his energy is very focused on the things that he's got going on in his life right now. It feels like family stuff, like family matters, right? Like, I don't know. Hey, Anya. Hey, Janine. Yeah, so that's what we got going on, my darling. You're welcome. Hopefully he gets all that stuff figured out, you know. So then maybe he can have some energy towards you again. I don't know. I don't know the situation, but yeah. He just seems currently very preoccupied with life. Life is lifing in Doug's reality. Does anybody have any plans for tomorrow? Oh, my comment though, earlier about like the spiritual attack being a part of the sickness and whatnot. Um, it actually was very helpful because it helped purge out a lot of really gunky stuff that was all up in there that needed to go. So thanks to whoever did that. Yeah, I know about that. That life. Continue to fail at puppy training. Yeah, I got a mountain of laundry I gotta fold. They team up on you. I didn't know they were girls. They're awfully cute. Not that it matters, but I love that they're sisters. Give up now. Kels, you're hilarious. Lizzie and Lucy. Those are cute names. Did Us help you name them? Right. Cows. Oh, goodness. Gotcha. Lizzie is Liz. I sure did. Stacy. What's your question? Okay. What does Stacy need to know? What does Stacy need to know? Okay, what does Stacy need to know? Okay. What is this? All your cards are coming out kind of sideways. Okay, there's like a situation or something where it's like You may be feeling a little disappointed but here's my thing is there's like something bigger going on, okay? Um and there's some sort of Seven of Cups, like confusion. I don't want to call it confusion because I don't think you're confused, but I guess maybe a little because like where maybe like I don't know, whatever this is that you may be feeling a little disappointed about or like uncertain or something like that. It's like it's like something doesn't make sense right now, but something is about to like triple, if that makes sense. Like I don't know what this is like, but in a good way. Um it's like something hasn't come fully into fruition, or you know what I mean? Like there it's like something is not, it's almost like being disappointed in something that's not done growing yet, right? Um cuz that's what it feels like. But this 7 of Cups energy almost feels like outside energy, Stacy. Like almost like it feels like there's maybe somebody trying to bring some sort of confusion, right? And I don't think they're doing it like in your face. It feels like it's their energy, right? They may have like kind of a confusing or chaotic energy, and it's like they come forward and to cause some sort of confusion about whatever this is. It's kind of similar to Michelle's in a way where it's like one minute you're feeling very confident, and the next minute you're like, well, I'm not so sure. But there's something that's like not done growing yet. You know? This would be like planting like an orange tree, right? Or like an apple tree. And looking at it half grown and being upset that it's not producing oranges or apples. Do you know what I'm saying? But this is it's like that's exactly what this is. That's exactly what this is, but you don't but because this isn't an orange or an apple tree, right? It's not as obvious, right? It's not as clear. So it's like, where the fuck are my oranges and my apples? Well, the tree isn't, you know, ready to produce those yet. If this is making any sense. So, you know, but I feel like there it's like so this is what you need to know. I'm trying to like clearly trying to over explain something very simple, right? Very simple. The oranges and the apples will come. It just needs a little bit more time to grow. It's an expensive fruit. Yeah. You're welcome. Thank you. Daddy, daddy, dee. $22.99. Well, you guys, what do I want to do? I guess I could give away some. Does anybody want a freebie? It is 9 o'clock. I could take it easy on myself. I really like this deck. I'd like to try to find some of the magazines. Oh, okay, Irene. Okay. Grant, it's so nice of you. I know it's 10 o'clock where you are. Nicholas, you want one? Okay. The ladies do love a nice deck. Yep. Okay. We'll do Irene's and then definitely. So have your question ready, my friend. Okay, gals. Janine, you were already in bed? But okay. Okay. So Irene calling off Monday. Will this affect her being rehired in the fall? Will Irene calling off Monday affect her being rehired in the fall? Okay, so the Ace of Cups came out, which is typically a yes card. We have the King of Wands, the Three of Cups. We have the Seven of Cups, which is 8 cups. That's emotional disconnection. Okay. The energy that's coming through, Irene, is that you're choosing a path. With the moon coming out here, you're following your intuition. You're going down a path, less kind of chosen, right? But this isn't a judgment card. This isn't a bad thing. I don't feel. Here's what I feel like. I don't necessarily feel like it's going to affect your rehire in the fall, but I do feel like it is kind of like making a imprint in what unfolds, if that makes sense. Right? It's like a decision. You're making a decision towards a path that you want to go down, right? It's like a priority, right? Where you're prioritizing your energy and things like that. So I just have this feeling where it's like I don't necessarily feel like now my laptop's freaking out. I was doing this the other day too. And then I got it to relax. Anyway, sorry, Irene, back to you. I feel like what the divine is saying, it's not necessarily going to affect your rehire, but it is like it is putting like I said, like an imprint, or like a, you know, like you're basically like, you know, letting, you know, the divine know like where you're headed, right? Where the momentum is going, that type of energy. You know what I'm saying? Um yeah. So it's like yes and no, if that if that makes any sense at all, right? It's like it's like in the human world, or like to the humans, I feel like no. In the spiritual world, when it comes to your footprint, where in the direction that you're headed, yes. Does that make sense? So like in the spirit, right? Like it's like um my gosh, you guys, my laptop is being silly. I love the opportunity too, Irene. I think that's so great that you got like the scholarship and stuff. So I think it's fantastic that you go for it. And I'm glad you understand what I'm saying. Like, you know. right, Kels, what's your question, babe? And then I guess maybe I should take a hint from my laptop that's saying, because you know what it keeps saying? It's saying energy saver is on, power and battery. Like basically my charger, what's been happening is it will just stop working. It works just fine, but it will randomly do this. And I just keep getting this notification. And so I think that that's the divine saying, okay, you've spent your energy. Dang, oh my. Anything you need to know about your neighbor? Okay. Extra pulp. Alright, she wants the extra pulp. What does Kelsey need to know about her neighbor? Oh, you're welcome, Irene. Thank you so much. And I'm excited for this opportunity. Alright. What does Kelsey need to know about her neighbor? Give us the extra pulp here. Oh. Okay, well, weird. So we have like, oh, snap. Okay. So I definitely feel like there is, so there's some, I feel as though there's some cheating happening. I don't know if your neighbor is married but there's definitely two women here. We have the High Priestess, the Empress, and the Three of Swords. That is absolutely the, the main and the side. Okay? Okay? This Queen of Cups really makes me feel like you. This is almost, it's really giving this feeling of like, you got your popcorn and you're like, but I don't know. I don't know. Okay, and we have this Temperance here. I feel like this is you, kind of this Earth Angel energy here. Now, also too though, this Three of Pentacles really makes me feel like there's also some, I don't want to necessarily say like gang activity. I don't think it's that. I think but there is some sort of like organized crime as well. I don't know if it's the same neighbor, different neighbor, but I've probably the same one. Yeah, look, we have the Seven of Swords. This is somebody in the Seven of Cups. Ooh. Yeah, this is like some scams, right? Some organized crime, some, yeah. So your neighbor has some pulp going on. Okay? But there's definitely a love triangle happening here. Yeah. I really enjoyed that question. Thank you. And I've never seen like a love triangle so clear in my entire career doing this. I mean, it can't be more clear than that. The High Priestess it can definitely be like, the mistress, right? Then we have the Empress, which is like, and then the Three of Swords, like, hello. That's so obvious, it's ridiculous. And that may be actually, that I don't know if that may be also descriptive of the actual situation, that it may be very obvious that it's ridiculous here. I kind of want to know more about this Queen of Cups and this Temperance. This is definitely a balance between a masculine and feminine energy. I like this card. Part man, part woman, all angel. That's cool. That's your energy for sure. What's this Wheel of Fortune? This kind of feels like there may be, how many neighbors do you, I mean, we all have lots of neighbors. There's also, I feel like with this Wheel of Fortune, there's also an older person that just watches a lot of like old shows like that, like Wheel of Fortune, because I heard that Wheel of Fortune, right? And this is an older person who just be sitting around watching shows like that. Tell me more. Oh yeah. Yeah, and like the History Channel and like the, yeah. Yeah. Let's see if we can figure out what this person's doing, this scam organized crime. You want to? Tell me more about this organized crime. Oh, it's a whole thing. There's like distractions, some sort of, yeah, there's some sort of robbery here. It's a whole plan. There's multiple people involved. Something about also luggage, some sort of like it's like transporting something you know, from one place to another here. Oh, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on with that. I think we'll just leave that. But, yeah. Yeah. Okay. We'll let that go. We'll mind our own business. But anyways, that's what's going on with your neighbor's girl. Okay, Alma, you're gonna have to be the last one because before my laptop decides to just kaput. These are a few. Do you? I don't know why I feel surprised by that. I mean, not that it matters, right? Like, Mary, so glad to see you. Okay, what does Alma need to know? All right, I want to make sure I get through this before my laptop does something silly. They really were. All right, what does Alma need to know? Okay, your intuition, I feel like, is telling you, you know, that somebody is like trying to maybe throw you off here, okay, or just trying to, you know, this is what it feels like. It feels like every time you get kind of like a momentum with the Chariot being here, right, or like it seems like maybe like, you know, something is showing up for you, or like a ship is coming in. It always seems like there's, you know, somebody that kind of comes in, or an energy comes in, or something happens, and it And I feel like your intuition is telling you that this is like an intrusive energy. This is somebody doing this intentionally, and you were correct. I heard you know who this is also. Okay? Um, yeah. And, yeah, this is somebody who, like, they work hard to, like, with this Nine of Swords energy. It's like, there's somebody that does not want you to have momentum. And I don't know what this momentum would be, right? You know what it is, right? But this is like a confirmation of like, yes, you are correct. This person's intentions, because I don't think that they necessarily show up like that. I don't think they do. I think they show up in a way of like, a sneaky way, right? Um, to kind of manipulate the energy, right? Or however they do, whatever they do. But yeah, this is like something they watch, right? And they wait. They wait. And then they come in with this Five of Swords and this Six of Cups, right? Maybe this nostalgic energy, or like this, yeah, this is somebody, the Magician, to manipulate the situation. So what is her advice about this, right? Yeah, because here's my thing. Is there something, whether this is your energy or something in your life, that is going to be growing, or it is growing from this Page of Pentacles, which is like a brand new beginning, something small, right? Something, to this Queen of Pentacles, which is full grown, right? It could also just be your energy here, right? And that's what they do not want, right? Because this is where whoever this is will find themselves in this Ten of Swords energy. So what is Elma's advice about this situation? I'd say probably boundaries for sure. I'm sure you've already established those. Yeah, this Ten of Wands, King of Wands. This is a King of Wands energy here, okay? Definitely, kind of warlocky type vibes a little bit. But you know what this is giving me? And I feel like you already kind of are in this energy of like knowing that this doesn't have power over you, right? This is you kind of like, it's like you can either, it's almost like recognizing this energy, and once you recognize it and you're like, wait a second, no, it's like, say for instance, this person comes in, right? And somehow you find yourself kind of falling off the edge here in this Hangman energy, and you're like, wait a second, I was literally just in this chariot on my fucking way somewhere. And it's like the moment that you realize that, the moment that you're like, it's like that's where you call your power back from that situation, and then boom, you find yourself back in the chariot. You know what I mean? That's what the advice is to just be very aware and very observant of the energy. And once that you kind of identify it and you're like, no, this wasn't the trajectory. This wasn't where I was going or what I was doing. You know what I mean? This came out of nowhere. This is my energy, right? The minute that you're like, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's like this Four of Cups energy. That's how this will show up for you, is this Four of Cups, right? It's like you are going, you have this momentum, and then all of a sudden you're just like wiped, right? exhausted, not motivated, not feeling it, right? That's not your energy. You are not, you know what I mean? You're not in that space anymore. I think there could have been a time in your life where maybe depression was a thing, right? When you were healing, or, before some sort of healing or something like that. But it's like, and I don't know why that's coming through so specifically like that when it comes to that. But it's like, no, yeah, you were in the chariot. You were moving forward, right? Whenever this energy shows up, you can just, nope, nope, it's not mine. You know what I mean? Hey, Kara. Oh, somebody must have left because it stopped freaking out. The laptop did. No, we missed you too, Mary. Is Nicholas still here? I told him I would do a reading for him. Yep. Yeah, you are here. Nice. Okay, what's your question? Happy belated birthday. Yes, absolutely. But yeah, so, and that's just the thing, right? Just, take the power right away from it. I don't feel this way, right? It's like you can feed into that. That energy can be kind of heavy and weighing on you, and you can be like, yeah, no, that has no power over me. Get off me. I got shit to do, right? I got a birthday to celebrate. You know what I mean? Yeah. Let's see. Was somebody making false statements about you? I don't remember that part of the reading. One thing that I always remind myself is when people do that, right? It's because they want to siphon your energy. They want to use your energy. And the thing is if you're using your energy, then they can't use your energy. I'll just pull on it and see what comes out. How about that, Nicholas? So I always just remind myself, right? When I feel that heavy energy, I'm just like, well, they can't use my energy if I'm using my energy. So then I'm like, and that motivates me even more to like be productive, right? To use my energy and my time wisely. Not that that's not a natural thing for me because I just typically like to stay pretty busy, but yeah. Okay. All right. So, for Nicholas, let's see, what was all that about the, what was it? Oh, I totally get that. False statements, that's what it was. Okay. You're welcome. I totally get the brain fog, and sometimes it does take a minute to like snap out of it. Love you, lady. Okay. What does Nicholas need to know about the false statements that came through on his private reading? Okay, we have the Hermit card. What are the false statements? Okay. Well, this is it right here. The Page of Swords, the Three of Pentacles with the Devil. That's the false statement. Maui, hey. It's all good, dude. The false statement is that you are working with the devil. Basically. But the reality is we have the Hermit, the Ten of Cups, the Two of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, the Temperance, and the Page of Cups. That's the reality. The reality is that you're very wise and you're very intuitive. You're also happy and you're decisive and you've made a decision and you're heading down a path, right? A path that the universe is completely, God, Source, the Divine is completely supportive of and is helping you do that, and you're growing into this earth angel energy. That's the truth, right? But people who do not, that can't see past whatever, right? All of that stuff. They just assume that's the false statement, is that you are working with, or you have, collaborating with this devil energy, whatever that is, right? Something lower vibrational, something of that nature. So, but the reality is very clear to me, right? The truth. So, and I don't remember what I said about this. Like, I don't know if this is going to be disproven or like something is going to, when that does, right? Because the truth always comes out, right? The truth will always prevail. This will be what prevails, that you are just very wise and intuitive and intelligent and, this earth angel energy. And also, like I said, happy. I don't know why that keeps coming through. And that you're a man with a plan, Nicholas. But yeah, this is a situation where people fear what they do not understand is really what it is. And I totally get that. I'm sure there's people who still probably assume that I've done something similar or that I do something similar or whatever, but you're welcome. Shelly! Okay, got it. All right, what does Shelly need to know? Drive safe. Thank you so much for donating. That's crazy. There really must have been somebody in here while my laptop was doing all that. It even feels a little less chaotic. Anybody else feel like that? Alright. What does Shelly need to know? Ooh, we have the star. I like the star. And the Hierophant. Interesting. Which is really interesting in this deck because the Hierophant in this deck is the Pope. We have the Strength. The Nine of Wands. The Ten of Cups. Okay, so Shelly, I feel like there is, it feels like you're headed fast towards some sort of like victory or something definitely worth celebrating here with the Ten of Cups. But this star, the Hierophant, and the Strength here is giving like it's almost like like a relay race or like some sort of like obstacle course is what I'm feeling, you know? And it's like you have to show up in these certain energies. Shelly, you played your cards right. Is the best way that I can describe this. You were given a hand of cards, and they may not have been the best cards, but it was what you needed. And you played them exactly right. And it's like there's with this Nine of Wands, that's very quick moving. You know, I just with the Ten of Cups, it's like you're moving, you're headed very quickly to some sort of like celebratory, like victorious type of energy here. Yeah. Now, I want to know what this Ten of Wands with the Three of Wands is, though, because there's something about, yeah, the Nine of Cups. I feel like there's something that you're, like, anticipating here, but it's not, I don't think it's, like, valid. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like you may be anticipating something like, and not to say that you're not necessarily anticipating this celebration or this victory, Shelley, but it's like there may be something else completely not related where you're and I feel like if you know what it feels like it's tied to, it feels like there's some sort of guilt when it comes to like enjoying life or life's pleasures or like there's something about that And this is actually like a subconscious programming here, okay? Um, like there's almost like this, I don't know if like when you were younger you would like get punished or something like that, or like if it was like enjoying life was seen like, or having fun or like something like that was like not favorable or not, you know what I mean? It feels like, you know, maybe you were, when you were younger, it was like a lot of seriousness, right? And there wasn't, and so there's like some sort of like something that's coming up around maybe guilt for like just enjoying your life, right? And having experiences and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So yeah, there's something about that coming up as well. But it's definitely an illusion. So I don't know if it's like, you know, I don't know, I want to say like if you like, it's almost like there's a version of you that's afraid of being punished. And I want to say, you're not going to be punished. Okay? Like, I want to tell that version of you, like, you are not going to be punished. And it is okay to enjoy life. Um, and you don't have to be so serious all the time, you know. And I know that I'm not telling the Shelly this. I feel like I'm telling a younger version of Shelly this, right? That's what it feels like. That makes sense. Yeah, yeah. I could definitely resonate with that programming as well, for sure. You're very welcome. Please drive safe wherever you're going and have the best evening. Yeah, you too, Kels. Oh, goodness. Yes, it's about finding a balance, right? That's all it is. It's finding a balance. Yes, I am. Yes, I'm feeling a lot better. Still draining a lot, but as far as like, yeah. Thank you. Good, 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 good. Good, good, good. Okay, but I am a little sleepy now. It is 9:50, which is past my bedtime. Thank you guys for hanging out, for donating, for vibing. Thank you. Grant. Oh my gosh. All right, guys. On that note, I love you guys so much. Oh, I love that. All right. Well, listen, I love you guys so much. You can't get rid of me, Shelly. Even if you try. The license plates will haunt you. No, I know you're just busy. Um, Speaking of the butcher shop, I went and I haven't heard from Ryan. I tried to reach out to him, but I went and ordered the my order from the butcher, or the order from the butcher, from his winning. And I got all kinds of stuff. But I don't have a place to store all that or anything like that, so I'm probably going to try to give some of it away. Probably a lot of it. Probably most of it, if he doesn't claim it. So, but anyways, listen, I love you guys so much. All of you. Thanks for hanging out. Usually Lieutenant Piggies. You know you shouldn't cast your pearls before swine, Grant. And you know what casting your pearls does. You have an Ez because of that. Anyways, alright guys. I love you so much. I'm gonna go now. Oh gosh. Okay. Yes. I'm out of here. I love you guys. I love you, Mary. Thank you. It was so good to see you. And everyone else as well. The boar. Oh, goodness. All right, for real. I'm out. Love you.